Hi guys, Matthew left right back here with another video. Today I'm going to do a cooking video. I'm going to do an old Taco Bell recipe. It's a copycat recipe for an enchirito. My wife likes these, so we messed around and found something. So we're going to give it a whirl, and hopefully it turns out okay. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, will you? Like this video, share this video. Also, let me know in the comment section what part of the country, what part of the world you're watching this video from. And if you try this recipe, let me know how you like it. Let me know how easy it was, and let me know if you changed anything and kind of made it your own. It's always good to hear that stuff and see how you made these things your own. So let me go ahead and turn this thing around. Let's get started. Okay, you're going to start out here with a pound of hamburger. Typically I use 85-15, just my choice. Some people like more fat. Some people like less fat. It's totally your personal preference. What I'm going to do is I'm going to brown this, and then I'm going to drain out the excess, and I'll probably just let this run, and then when I get to the point of editing it, I'll just come in and I'll speed this all up so you're not sitting there watching this whole thing run and just watching hamburger cook. That's kind of like watching paint dry. So I'll be quiet here for a while and let this thing run. See, the hamburger is all cooked out. Doesn't have to be 100% cooked because it's going to simmer for some more. So I just put it into the sink, into the strainer, the colander, drain all the excess fat off of it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be 100% cooked. You just want to get the majority of the fat cooked out of it, and then it's going to go right back into that pan. All right, there's the rest of that. Now, we're going to season this stuff. We're going to make the homemade sauce. The hamburger and the sauce are almost seasoned identically, oddly enough. Very, very similar. I'm going to turn this on just to, I'm going to put it on like 2.5. Let that will continue to cook. Spread that out a little bit. Then I have some chili powder. You can use whatever kind of chili powder you want. We use Gebhardt's just because we always have it. That's one of my wife's favorites. Then we have some onion powder. I'll put all the amounts of these in the description. We have some garlic powder. We have some smoked paprika. You can use regular paprika if you have it. We have some cumin. We have some salt, just regular table salt. We have some granulated sugar. We have some flour. And we have half a cup of water. We'll grab a whisk, and we'll begin to just kind of whisk this around and get that flour all up in there, get everything mixed together, and then we're going to let this sit there and simmer for a while and thicken up. And while this is doing that, then I'll go ahead and start on the sauce and the refried beans. The refried beans, we just, it's store-bought, Rosarita. That was what the stuff we found through ChatGPT. That was the refried beans that most resemble the Taco Bell. So that's what we're going to use. Again, you want to get this mixed in as much as you can. Basically getting that flour in there. That flour is going to help thicken everything up. It's fairly thick anyway, but it'll thicken up. We'll let that kind of, in fact, I'm going to move this over a burner so I can have this other burner here. That one over there. Okay, these are the beans that I use. They're Rosarita. Everything I read says that that's most like what Taco Bell uses. Obviously, I'm sure they're not using Rosaritas. Also, I forgot to mention at the very beginning, I did turn my oven on to 350 to preheat at 350. My hamburger's all ready, so I turned it off. I've got the beans cooking back here. So I've got a saucepan here. I've got on medium heat. I've got some vegetable oil. Pour that in the pan. And then I've got some flour. Grab me another whisk. And again, I'll have all the ingredients to this in the description. Put that in here, and we'll whisk this up a little bit and make a little bit of a roux. I think I really needed more, but I guess it turned out okay. Okay. And now I'll begin to add the rest of these ingredients. So I've got some chili powder. Again, we're using Gebhardt's. You can use whatever you prefer. We've got some garlic powder, some onion powder, some cumin, some smoked paprika. Trying to keep my big head out of the way. We've got some salt and some sugar. And a cup and a half of water. Put this in here. Whisk all this in. Get everything cooking in here. And that flour is going to help to thicken everything. And then I've got some tomato paste. We'll put the tomato paste in there. Stir that in. And then we'll let this thing sit here and simmer for a little bit, for a few minutes. And if your refried beans, the canned beans, if they're too thick, sometimes they are, you can add a little bit of water to it. I'm probably not for this purpose. Sometimes I do, but I'm probably not for this purpose because being thick is going to be good. Once they get heated up well, you can shut that off, which I'm going to do in a few minutes. Now I'm going to let this sit here and simmer for a little bit, and then I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm going to heat up some tortillas. These small tortillas like this, I got to use one of these things. And I got sissy hands, and I can't get my fingers that close to the heat. These are, they call them taco tortillas, but I think they're awful big for a taco. So we use these for small burritos, and the recipe actually said use was it 8 to 10 inches. These are pretty dang close to 8 inches. So that's what I got, and I didn't want the little bitty taco ones, so I got these. We'll get a bunch of these in here and heat it up so that they're softer and they work better, and then we'll roll these suckers up. My oven is completely heated up right now at the 350. I don't know how many is going to fit in this little pan I got, but I'm going to heat up a few extra probably, and hopefully it's not too many. If it is, oh well. 2 more. All right. You can regroup here just a little bit. I've got a foil pan here. I like to use those. Easy cleanup. Spray a little bit of, I'm using olive oil spray on them. And you got your warmed up tortillas. Put a little bit of the hamburger mixture in here. You don't need to have a lot of it in there because these aren't supposed to be like burritos. And enchiritos are supposed to be much smaller than burritos. And then just kind of roll them over a little bit. Put them seam side down in there. And I'll probably end up filling these up and then putting a couple along the side. We may even have, probably should put the beans down first. That way I'm not pulling the hamburger back up with it. I'm learning as I go here. My wife says I made these once before, but I sure don't remember. Again, same side down. I'll be quiet during the rest of these, and I'll fast forward when I do my editing. Looks like that's going to be it. That fills it up. That's going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, not really enough to put in here, so we'll just go with that. So set these off to the side. Bring this over here. Now we have this homemade red enchilada sauce. We will just drizzle this over this. Kind of saturate everything and get as much out of there as we can. Then I've got a couple different kinds of cheese here. I'm going to use some cheddar cheese, and then I've got a Mexican 4 cheese blend here. I happen to have it in the refrigerator, so I'm going to use a little bit of it. Put a little bit of it on here like this. And then I'll finish it off with the cheddar. And then into the oven it goes. Eight to 10 minutes or so in that 350-degree oven, and then we'll be ready to eat. Okay, the enchiritos are done. Now it's kind of like with an enchilada. You got to try and figure out exactly where to cut in here and get them where they're naturally divided, rather than cut the tortilla in half. Let me try this. I think I got it. All right, there's one. My wife said she wanted 2, so we'll give her 2. And there they are. There's your Taco Bell Copycat Enchirito. Okay, guys, there's that recipe for those Taco Bell Copycat Enchiritos. My wife says I made these once before. I don't remember. And I guess that means they weren't like overwhelming. So, because I just don't remember it. But these are pretty good. Last time she said I use store-bought enchilada sauce. Whenever I can, I like to make stuff from scratch, because, you know, you look at the can of that the enchilada sauce. I mean, all the ingredients in there that you can't even pronounce. It's all preservatives and all that stuff's just not good for our body. If you can make that stuff from scratch, you're better. I just didn't want to take the time to make the refried beans by hand, because that is a process to do those totally from scratch. So anyway, they turned out really good. Check them out. And like I said before, smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. Also, let me know what part of the world, what part of the country you're watching this from. And if you make this recipe, you change it, you add something, you take something away, leave that in the comments section so I know how you made this thing your own. Look forward to hearing all those comments. And until next time, have a great day and may God bless you.